Imagine the United States inheriting a property, sadly from your deceased parents, and going to the house, finding squatters in it, changing the locks, and then being arrested by the police. Here we have this clip, 4 minutes.
You shouldn't be trying to steal my house. Yes, you are.
How about that? A squatter standoff. A property owner confronts a group of people she says moved into her $1 million home in Queens, and our cameras were rolling as dozens of officers showed up.
Several people were taken away in handcuffs, and one of those arrested may surprise you.
Investigative reporter Dan Krauth joins us now with more on what happened. Tell us, Dan.
Well, this is a very big growing problem. I received dozens of tips from viewers about this in just the past week. I went to do what I thought was going to be a routine interview. Instead, we capture what police and property owners are dealing with on a daily basis.
I have video of you.
Who are these people?
Figure out the situation.
Yeah, but they're in my house, man.
Relax.
No.
To understand how this day ended,
We need the police right away.
with multiple 911 calls and arrests, we have to start at the beginning.
Adele, the hardest question is, how do you say your name?
We met Adele Andaloro outside the home her parents left her in Flushing, Queens. She's in the process of selling it.
No, he locked it.
But she's been locked out. She claims squatters moved in on February 6th and refused to leave.
What's it like being here knowing you can't go inside of your own home?
It's enraging. It really is.
In New York, squatters have rights after 30 days.
By the time that someone does their investigation and they do their work and their job, we'll be well over the 30 days, and this man will have stolen my home. And now she's back.
Just after wrapping up our interview, a woman showed up.
What are you doing in the house? Are you renting this house? Why are you here?
She unlocked the front door, saw our cameras, and took off.
It's open. Let's go in the house. It's open.
Adele and her daughter, with the property deed in hand, went inside.
This is my furniture. These are my curtains.
She didn't just find her belongings inside.
There's a man sleeping right there. Get out of my house.
She found 2 men.
How long have you lived here?
I moved in about 2 days ago.
They've called the police on me, and I've called the locksmiths. I didn't come in illegally. The door was open.
Police started interviewing neighbors and looking for documents.
Do you have something that shows that you've been here for more than 30 days?
They took the man who told me he had been renting for 2 days out in handcuffs
They got one out.
and escorted the other guy off the property.
Now you're afraid to come out.
I'm not coming out. This house is empty. This is my home. My locksmith is on the corner waiting to change my locks. And that's not fair. It's not fair that I, as the homeowner, should be having to go through this.
How you doing?
Minutes later, a locksmith showed up, but police gave her a warning before they left.
I may end up in handcuffs today if this man shows up here and says that I have illegally evicted him. I said to them, let him take me to court the way I've been told to take him to court. But today, I'm not leaving my house.
Less than 10 minutes after police left and the locks were changed,
That's not going on.
the man who claims to be the one actually leasing the house shows up.
Call the police again.
With the other guy, police took off the property.
Do you see this? This guy just literally broke down my door, broke through myself and my daughter to get in here. This guy just forced himself into my house.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
And so did you.
Ma'am.
You broke through the front door.
Officer.
The man called the police on her.
So why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
They consider this a landlord-tenant issue. And by law, it has to be handled through the housing court, not with police.
If you own this house, you would not want her
I
inside.
don't own the house. I don't own this.
Exactly,
Yes.
she does.
Yes, but then once again, you should know how the law works.
I do
And
know how it
there's-
works.
There's rules to the as you got to go to court and send me to civil court.
He says he signed a lease in October, but wouldn't tell us with who.
I got proof longer than that.
Show us the proof.
But who are you for me to show? I showed it to cops.
Dan with Channel 7 News. If you don't want to show it, you don't want to show it.
Proof. Come here, brother. I like that.
I would like to see it.
He didn't show me a lease.
This is a bill.
A bill for work he says he had done to the house. He didn't show police a lease either.
The police department doesn't have the lease?
No.
He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
Being arrested
For what?
for being in my own home.
And where's your lease?
She's fighting the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed
That's
is
what was
current
told
and
already.
legal.
Arrested for unlawful eviction. She changed the locks on a man who claims he lives there.
So how does this all end then? When do you leave?
The way it ends is either she pays me my money that I put into the house, pay me the money, and I'll leave, or send me to court, and we deal with the judge in court. It's that simple.
It's not that simple. It's a long process. Evictions can take close to 2 years to complete.
I feel terrible for this woman. I assume that this is America on the massive downslide, where property rights, that which separated America from the pack, where the government used to enforce a citizen's legal property to them, is being arrested for trying to kick out people that are squatting, putting her into a, as the reporter said at the end, a potential 2-year court battle. We're on the decline. And these are the socialist communistic policies of the Democrats that want to destroy everything that made America great, because they are the compassionate ones that want the best for everybody. So we must all sink down to the bottom level. Squatters have the rights to your hard work, that which was created by her parents over a lifetime with the goods and whatever they did for society. They invested it in the house that was passed down to her, an energetic exchange. And now the state is trying to destroy the energy transfer. Her inheritance is being given by law to the squatters. It's going to take her 2 years, potentially, as the reporter said, and thousands of dollars at minimum to get rid of them. And she's the one who's being arrested, who's being hauled off to the county jail. This is the America that we want to live in, where they destroy and take what is rightfully yours that you've worked on. What if somebody jumped on your bicycle and claimed that they had the right to it? They steal your car and say, this is ours now. That is just pure theft. And it is being, once again, abetted by the laws of the Democrats, the socialists, the communists. So if this is the America that you desire, please, by all means, go ahead and continue voting for blue, while the productive members of society begin to flee this anarcho-tyranny imposed by the state. Because if you rise up against them, if you state something, they will find reasons, like they went after Donald Trump and his properties, to go after you, to try to bankrupt you, as they did peaceful protesters on January 6th. Many of them who were hauled off to jail, we know were peaceful. Meanwhile, they continue to allow people that cause death, destruction, mayhem during the summer of love, as they framed it, and the mostly peaceful protests, to go walking freely, because they were supporting the state apparatus as they wanted to get back into power. And here we have a prime example of anarcho-tyranny, a law-abiding citizen being destroyed by the state and having her life turned upside down, and having to direct her energy into this matter.